Hey, it's Sammy Ray. So I'm just coming here today from something. I'm trying to do different things with this channel, guys. Just talk about life in general and different experiences, as well as things with my health and astrology, whatever. You're gonna get it all, okay? Not all, but you're gonna get a little taste of everything. So I decided to do story time today, and y'all, I'm tired. I'm not putting full makeup on. I tried to get the bags, okay, but I was tired. If you hear stuff in the background, my son is doing virtual learning in the other room. So they're doing easy reading stuff right now. So I was like, you know what? Let's do a video. Uber. So I started driving with Uber. When was it? Fall of 2018 or 17. It might have been 18. I loved it. I'm gonna be honest, I loved it. But as a female Uber driver, and I didn't think y'all like I'm one of those people. I just kind of jump in and like I don't think about the details before, and that's not always smart. But when it comes to something that I think might be a good idea, I just jump in. So not to the point of danger. Well, not anymore. I don't do that anymore. I don't think. But I didn't think about it, and let's just say the past, with the exception of it was 2017 because now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, because I Ubered all last year. I'm rambling. Let me go back. So I was working a full-time job, and I needed part-time cash, so I started Uber, and it was great for like on the weekends. So I was doing my full-time job, acting, and doing Uber. And last year, I got laid off from my full-time job that I was at for 5 years. So it was like, oh crap, what do I do? I was like, well, I still have Uber. So I did it for like a whole year, guys. When I tell you, like I said in my car, it's fine, but I could tell it was getting burned out. But as far as driving itself, very much an experience. Like, I didn't realize as a female Uber driver, and I should have, because I'm a female and shit happens to us all the time, so I should have known. But you get some weird situations, and there were times where like I would get out of a show and I'm like, damn, rent is due, I need to drive. So I would be driving from, let's say show ends at 11:30. Well, by the time you get done talking to everyone in the audience, all that stuff, you're leaving there 11:30, 12. Okay, if you're not going to the bar, which I try to avoid. But so I would leave right after a show or something, or rehearsal, and go straight to driving. So from like 11:30 at night to sometimes to like 4 in the morning, I'd be driving. 5 in the morning. The first time I did that, the very first time I did that, so I got a ping to go towards the airport. So I was like, oh, maybe this is someone who got like stranded at the airport, or they needed a ride to the airport, something like that. But it was a bar by the airport. So I pick up this 20-something guy. I think he said he was 23. I only know this because he was telling me his life story. People tell me their life story for some reason, but we'll talk about that later. But this kid, he's talking to me, and I'm a friendly person, like, and I think that gets me in trouble a lot of times because I don't realize people are pushing boundaries when I'm nice. So basically, um, he asked if I could stop at the ATM on my way to his friend's house because that's where he was going. And I was like, sure, I didn't mind. I don't mind that. If I'm on the way somewhere and it's a quick stop, I don't mind doing that. So I stopped at the ATM. So he was on most people etiquette, Uber etiquette. If you don't know, don't sit right behind the driver. It's a little intense, okay? So, but most people naturally, I don't know if it's human nature, but most people sit on this side of the back seat, right? So he's back there. Of course, he slides over to get to the ATM, which is cool, but I was expecting him to like scoot back over, and he didn't. And he's drunk. And he's asking me all kinds of questions like, you don't look like you would be driving Uber, and what's up? What? Thank you, Bubby. Are you taking a break? Okay, PP, get snacks, all that jazz. Okay. Let me know before you guys start again.
I just used the bathroom, so I'm about to take snacks.
All right, thanks. Sorry, that's my son. They're taking a break. So, yeah, I'm driving. I know I'm rambling. I'm trying to get the story down pat. So I'm driving, and he's asking me all these questions. And it's this 23-year-old drunk, like, breezing through life white kid or whatever. He starts talking, and then he like, just casually drops the N-bomb. I was like, bruh, you can't be dropping N-bombs on me. Oh, I can't say that? No, you can't. Sorry. I'm sorry, my bad. He's like, so, I'll drop my mic. What's up with you? Like, you don't look like you would be driving Uber. You know, why you driving Uber? And I was like, it's a good part-time job, you know? It's something to make money. And he's like, yeah, there's other ways to make money, though. And then I was like, yeah. And I'm just, at this point, I'm like, why are you talking to me so much? Like, that's one of my things, like, they kind of grade you on the Uber app, like, people who, like, have rode with you. And that's one of the things people say is I'm a good conversationalist. And I love to talk, and I will. But if I'm feeling a vibe, I kind of, like, keep it short. So, basically, he was like, he paused, okay? He got really quiet and was like, well, effing, I'm not going to say it, what he said, but basically, doing the deed, he was like, that's a way to make money. What? No. Oh my gosh, there's so many distractions today. My neighbors are so loud. Yeah, he was like, that's a way to make money. I was like, no, I don't just go around having sex with people. That's just it's not something I like to do. Well, not the sex part, but going around having sex with a lot of people. So, I was like, okay, so I should have said, again, this is boundary saying, I should have said, hey, that's not appropriate. But I just kind of was just like, let me just tell him no. But I don't know what I was thinking, but I was in shock because I was like, I can't believe he just said this to me. So we're driving. It's getting further and further and further into the drive. And, you know, he's talking, I'm listening, but he was like, he gets quiet again. He was like, well, would you want to have sex with me? What? So I'm like, no thanks. And then we get to where this guy lives, or his friend's house, whoever he's going to, whatever. It's dark. It's a neighborhood. Mind you, this is 4 a.m. And it's like fall time, so I live in the Northeast. It stays dark, you know. So I was like, He's like, oh, his lights are off. I don't know if he's here. And he got out of the car. I'm like, bye. And I just drove off. I don't care if your friend's here or not. You're not staying in my car another minute longer. Because I just kept thinking, and I know I should have had pepper spray, but I kept a big ass can of Lysol in the front seat. Okay, guys, yes, I know that's terrible, but I had my hand. He didn't see me. I had my hand on the Lysol. I was like, I'm gonna him up. Okay, if he tries something, I'm gonna mess him up. But the only other time things got dicey like that was, I should have known better because, again, it was one of those nights where I was like, okay, rent is due. I gotta go make money. So I went out, and this was last year. This guy was drunk, and I went to go pick him up, and I didn't know he was drunk until he came to my car, but he was taking forever to come out to the car, so I should have just left. I should have canceled. After a certain period of time, like, they give you money, like a little bit of the money that you would have made on the trip for waiting for someone. But I hate doing that to people because I've had it done to me in New York, because New York drivers are lazy as hell, okay? If they don't want to go all the way around because of a one-way or something, they'll cancel and they'll take their money. I had it happen to me like 5 times. So, because they're like, oh, well, you got to meet me over here. I'm like, I don't know New York, okay? I just go to audition every now and then. I don't know it like that, okay? And they're like, screw you, we're getting our money. So, yes, I don't like doing that to people. And he got in my car, and he's like asking me, just talking, asking me if I had a degree, we're talking and stuff. But then he puts his hand on my arm, and I'm like, bruh, why are you touching me? I was like, please don't touch me. Oh, I'm sorry. He keeps touching me. So I'm trying to drive him to East Hartford, and I pick him up in Hartford. This is about a 15-minute drive to where this guy lives. He keeps touching me. He's drunk, and we get a little bit closer, and I said, look, I stopped the car. I was like, get out of my car. Like I hate doing that to people, and that was the only time I've ever had to do that. But this guy, I said, you can get out or I'm gonna call the police. And I had my hand on my Lysol, like, Miss Emma. But he didn't get sprayed. And yes, I have pepper spray now, but I'm not driving with Uber, pandemic and everything, But let's talk about the positives. You meet so many different people, and you have, I felt like a bartender a lot of times because people would confide in me, and I could tell that like a weight would be lifted after we interacted, or or you exchange numbers with people and you find out they're creatives too. And of course you have the occasional guy who wants to give you their number or whatever, but so the one time that happened where I was like, oh, this guy might be something. I did my research. The people who really, really know me know I'm a damn good researcher, okay? I can find out a lot of things, okay? And this guy, I found out he had a wife and 2 kids, and I was like, it's an insult to me because you're assuming I'm a type of woman, okay? I'm not judging anybody. You get in that situation, that's on you. I don't want it touching me in my life. I don't. So, I don't believe in that. I believe in faithfulness. Yeah. So, anyways, but meeting people, meeting genuinely amazing people who are doing all these other different things in their life, and you learn a little bit about human nature. You learn to see like unconscious clues, which can be dangerous. Now that I think about it, if you had an Uber driver that was, let's say, a psychopath, that would be crazy hunting ground for them because, and I'm not trying to scare anybody, Uber is relatively safe, like on both ends, because they track everything as long as you're keeping to the GPS and all that. But you notice little things about human nature. You can see little vulnerabilities. So there was this one night, I'm feeling teary-eyed because I'm feeling her all over again. This girl, she got in my car, and it had to be like 3 a.m. And she got in and she sat down. I felt her immediately, and I was like, this woman is in pain. I'm driving. I have like soft music on. You know, it's late, so I listen to my mellow, smooth stuff. And I'm driving. I can just feel the pain off this girl. I was like, maybe I'm imagining it. Halfway through our drive, she starts bawling. She's bawling, and I'm like, I just had the feeling like this girl had just been raped. I hate to say that, but that was the vibe that I got. And I said, because it was a pain cry, like one of those, like being deeply wronged type of cries. And I asked her, I said, do you want me to call somebody? And she said, no, I just want to go home. And I didn't know what to do because I'm feeling that all over again. With people who've experienced traumas like that, there's only so much you can do. Like, they have to go to the police and stuff. And I'm like, do I violate that trust and be like, hey, I think this girl was raped? Like, I didn't know for sure, but like I said, that was the vibe I was getting, that because she was leaving a party, and I'm feeling guilty right now. That's why I'm teary-eyed, because I feel like I should have did more. God, I hope that wasn't the case. I try not to be pessimistic, guys. I try to, she could have just been heartbroken. But the vibe that I got was that someone had deeply hurt her, and that was hard. And another time was I encountered a young black mother, and I picked her up, and she was like, I'm going to the hospital. And she got on the phone. I was driving her to the hospital. She got on the phone, and she was like, I can't stop having panic attacks. And I just, again, it's one of those things where you just feel the human experience there. And she got off the phone, and I said, do you have anybody there for you? And she said, no. I said, do you want me to stay with you? And she said, no. I said, but do you want me to pray with you? And so we prayed and we cried, and I felt that because I'm young, I'm black, I'm a single mom. We feel things, we go through things. And this lady was having panic attacks. She couldn't stop. She thought she was going to die the way she was feeling. And I'm sorry, but just things like that where you feel like God put you in a position to be there for that moment. I had a lot of experiences like that doing Uber. Not only sad ones, but happy ones too, where you get to talking to someone about their projects, and you can inspire them, or they inspire you, and if you give humans a chance to be, they can be amazing. And that was one of the takeaways that I got from Uber. And would I drive again? Yeah, I would. If there wasn't a pandemic going on, I probably would still be driving, but sparingly, like with my car. Like I would like to rent, like, so you can rent a car from Uber, and they will. I think you have to pay certain types of insurance a month, but you can rent a car from them and pay for it. But yeah, the other thing is, if you're an energetic person, I was constantly cleaning my car because first, I have a kid, and two, you don't want to bring anything. Even then, I was like kind of germophobia about it. Like, I don't want to bring anything to him. So it kind of like move his seat over. If I knew like a lot of people sat in one section for a day, I would kind of move his seat, and smoke out my car, my Palo Santo. Because you get people leave energies, So that was the other thing. And that could have been another reason why I was so tired driving with Uber. But if you allow people to be great and just, sometimes people just need to talk. And let's bring that back to, if you don't have a therapist, get one. Not saying that people won't always be open to listen to you, but I think everybody needs a therapist, especially if you've been through something. Like, if not a therapist, get some really good people who you can bounce ideas off of. We work better as a collective, okay? That's the takeaway from Uber. We work better as a collective. And you could be in a room with 10 other people, and you could be sitting with an idea, and you don't know how to put it into focus. And you could bounce it off 3 of those people. You're going to get at least one idea, okay? That's what I believe. So, as long as people you trust, or I feel like even strangers, people try it next time that you're in a room with a bunch of strangers. Let's say it's a convention, something, and people always want to help. You're going to get at least one person who wants to respond to what you have to say. Whether that, hopefully it's not negative, but most of the time it'll be like, wow, I can't figure out how to do this. Someone's going to have a response to that. So don't be afraid to be a little vulnerable with people. And I think that we need vulnerability to grow. I know this is an Uber video and it kind of turned into this, but that was my biggest takeaway from Uber. And I loved it. And I could make $300 in a weekend if I needed to, if it was a good weekend and I hit the casino or certain areas, but I rambled a lot in this. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Hopefully my story times will be better and more clean next time, but that's Uber. I'm sorry I got emotional on y'all. Bye for now.